Kia katoa, no mai, haere mai, welcome to the New Zealand Fantasy Football Federation Association uh, Championship Week 4 recap. We've had, I like to think of the season as, you're really into the swing of things when you're 4 weeks deep. It's where you actually get a good feel of how players are actually going. 1, 2, 3 weeks. It's not really enough of a sample size. 4 weeks is the moment that I like to see my team out and actually assess where I am from that point. And if I need to start making some moves, this is the time where I'm looking at doing it. Apologies, I'm on my laptop that doesn't do video, so just have my voice and we can crack on into it. So let's have a look at what actually happened. During week 4. So I'm just looking at Simon's messages. This man is highly triggering to me. Oh, and here we are at Simon's matchup. So yeah. So Simon, he had an all right week. But as we mentioned in the chat, this does boost the numbers quite a lot. It's great to see Miles Sanders having a good game, talented back. He's not really utilised that well in that backfield, but and some good defensive scoring here from these guys. But just not enough to get him over the hump. He does have Joe Bosa on IR, but that wouldn't really help him that much. But on the other side, just an absolute explosion. You got Luvu and Ufunga. Wow, I've got that same. Well, what's the bet that Sylvan looked at my waivers and then picked up Luvu and Hufunga? I'd love to know what actually happened there. That's just highly unlikely. For net, Damian Pierce, Jamal Williams, like it's hard. To be fair, it's hard for anyone to win that. But I like to say the 170 marks and average score. So Simon's been over average, but huge week from Sylvan. He goes to 3-1, drops Simon to 0-4. Rip. Blake getting a semi-sweaty win over Jay Solanke Giraffe. Nothing much from either player, and Tom Brady doing a lot of heavy lifting there. What's that bonus? Must be a passing yard. Yep. Blake's team looking good, and now that he's got Najee Harris, he's looking even better. Yeah, I mean, we'll discuss the trade but Fraser's absolutely caking it right now. Like, he is absolutely caking it. And then nothing really on either side. A couple of good performances here or there. Cousins has been so trash. I don't know how they're winning games. The Vikings, their defense is, throw for 273, and you got Justin Jefferson on 147. So Jefferson's getting over half the yardage there. So unreal stuff from the Vikings. And then, but nothing on defense, so that's why I lost there. So Blake goes for 3-1, and yeah, Max getting a big win. Wow, Joe Mixon, huge game. Edwards-Helaire is just he's looking all right. He's just scoring touchdowns like this. 5 touchdowns in 4 games. Could be a bit of a sell high candidate unless he can do an Austin Eckler and score at this rate all season. Metcalf, huge game. Pickens coming through. This doesn't mean he was a good pick, but yeah, I'm not sure about Pickett. I don't know how Pittsburgh's going to play out. There's a lot of mouths to feed there. So, but Pickens had a good game. Dobbins, love to see it, scoring 2 touchdowns and some big defensive plays. So that's great. Shannon, obviously, we're not expecting much from Shannon, although he still is hanging in there with his 1 win. So shout out Max. Another sweaty win here for JT. Fire breathers. There's nothing much here. Oh, Annie and Hawkinson. So that probably makes it even worse. If he doesn't get this explosion from Hawkinson, this matchup looks a bit more interesting. Oh, I think Fridge had Jacobs. So we'll see if there's anyone on the bench Not really. It's just a bit of a down week for both players. So JT picking up the win to go 3-1, and Fridge is on 2-2. So it's not that disappointing opportunity to bounce back this week. Got the Sea Mammal taking out Not Coat. Yeah, a middling scoring matchup, probably slightly under par for what you'd like to see, but a lot of offense there, which suggests there's not much on the rest of the team. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a lot of points in there. Eckler has returned. Mahomes is Mahomes, and then Tyreek Hill is just doing Tyreek Hill things. So, and on the other side, you got big boy Derrick Henry. See, I mean, double cook. That's all right. You know, it's a good baseline, but I'm not sure how the Vikings are winning. Got Dobbs and Brees Hall. So, you know, Lucas just needed a bit more on defense, and he might have been able to pick up the dub there. But big win for Chris as he goes to 3-1. Lucas falls to 1-3. California Dreaming taking out the trash. Fraser. I mean, Fraser's team is just awful. Like, it was good, and now it's awful. And now he's losing Najee Harris. It's honestly even worse. Like if he doesn't get 16 points from Matt Milano here, this is a really sad score. Like he's playing Matt Ryan at quarterback. Goodness gracious. Yes, Matt Ryan had a big week, but like he's been atrocious. 2 out of the like that is only 31 points is only just like that's all right. And then on the other side, we've got Alex just put in another solid score. Scoring over 170. So Alex is just putting in solid score week in, week out. So that's why he's 3-1 and Fraser's 0-4. Sam 1-3. He's had 2 disappointing weeks. So he started off quite hot, and now he is and that was mainly driven by Carson Wentz. We look at how hot he started. So he was in that 40-point range twice. So that gave him quite a good start. Diggs had a bit of a down week. He started Laviska Shenault. That's hilarious. And his defense did nothing. So team's not bad, but you know, Demarcus Lawrence had that big game early on, so he was 2 weeks ago. So he was scoring big, but he's kind of fallen off. So Sam might need to make a couple of moves there, and then Taco Barons, you know, another good score. Some big defensive line play here. Nick Bosa getting amongst Bagel there. Jeremy Chin, he went out with an injury. Mike Evans doing work. This guy is so underrated. And the Stallion putting the work there. So lastly, actually, yes, yeah. John goes to 3-1 there. And then top of the table, Big Balls Pete getting a slightly sweaty win over Debo's Nuts. And Debo's Nuts was looking to come back. Debo Samuel's touchdown, my goodness, that should have been a pick for Jimmy G, and Debo turned into a touchdown. This man is unreal. Oh, losing Javonte hurts. Oh, and you don't know if Taylor G's this team can be falling apart real quick. Although he does have Mike Thomas on the bench. Yeah, interesting. And not much really on either side, to be honest. Big Balls Pete getting a bit lucky. But he'll take the win to go to 4-0. So he's in a really nice position. Like you want about 7 or 8 wins. We'll get into the playoffs, and so he's over halfway there to 7 wins. So it was his first down week, so he's clearly second highest scorer. So doing well. And yeah, so let's go have a look at transactions. Here's a big week for waivers. Obviously, Javonte Williams on IR, meaning Shannon picked up Rodrigo for free. That's awesome. I love that, Shannon. Is Damon Collins for 7? Yeah, whatever. Nate Hobbs for 7. Yeah, sure. I'm not sure why people are picking up these guys. They just got random pick 6 touchdowns. That's not going to repeat. Jamal Agnew, that is not going to happen again. He had 2 touchdowns from memory, but you paid $2 for him, so yeah, that's probably fine. Caleb Huntley for 40, that is disgusting. I mean, if you're desperate at running back, yeah, he got carries, but that is going to be no one in that backfield's Cordarrelle. Cordarrelle can do it all. And this is, yeah, like it's horrific, but it's kind of what is expected. If you're running back needy, this is your best chance of getting someone. So, I respect it. Me, I probably prefer Latavius. I don't really know enough about Mike Boone, and there's a reason he's been a backup versus Latavius has been a genuine starter in the league for a long time now for a lot of teams. So there's a lot of trust there already. Mike Boone has never really emerged like Latavius has. So waivers are fine, but what we want to get to are the trades. What on earth am I looking at right now? This is disgusting. This is honestly disgusting. Najee Harris has had double-digit points literally every single week versus Tony Pollard had a 5-pointer, a 2.9-pointer. He had two double-digit weeks, but he's been so up and down, and he's not the starter. Sure, if Zeke gets injured, he becomes a starter, but you can't predict injuries. And Amari Cooper, God knows what we get with him. He had 3 points, 22 points, 21 points, 1 point. Najee Harris is the definition of safe points, and Fraser gave him away. I do actually like. This is part of good things of bringing fresh people into the league, and I really like what Lucas said here. You know, he started off with CMC, Najee, Diggs, and now you got Pollard, Akers, and Cooper. This just sums it up. Like, you don't need to be a fantasy football genius to realize that Fraser has absolutely tanked his team on purpose, and he thinks he's improving it. So yeah, I don't know. Fraser is on his own planet. Like, if we look at his team now, like, he's a backup running back, timeshare. Marquise Brown solid, low volume passing offense. So many mouths to feed with Waller. Cooper got like what even is Cooper, and Montgomery's coming back, so he's got, and his bench is nothing. Like this is, and his defense is also nothing. Like, there's just nothing here. There's nothing on this team that gets you excited. You need everyone to perform at the absolute maximum just to have a chance at winning. And if it all gets let down, then you're going to have a bad loss like you did last week, and that's why he's 0-4. Fraser is an absolute joke. Let's look at where he's actually scoring. He's only just keeping off Shannon. Shannon literally had an auto draft team. Like that is crazy. You're literally only averaging 10 points a week more than Shannon. So Fraser, you're really ballsing this season up, mate. And I've decided like if you finish last, then we have to relegate you out of the league because if you lose to an auto draft, that's embarrassing. So thanks guys, and we'll move on to the old premiership.